Did you know self-care can improve your physical health, reduce stress and anxiety, boost your self-esteem, and protect your mental health and lead to better relationships? My name is Ronin Martin. This is my channel. Salute to all the veterans across the board. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Today, this 5-minute fire watch is going to be dedicated on why it's bad to be regarded as Captain Contingency and what we need to do to get out of that box. Let's get into it. Well, to salute to all my veterans, it's almost Friday. So today, hope you guys are doing okay, handling business, and in the best of care. So today's Fireman Fire Watch is dealing with Captain Contingency. So let's get into why this conversation is needed. Number one, we need to speak on the definition of Captain Contingency. It's a noun. All these words mean a critical or crucial time or state of affairs. Contingency implies an emergency or exigency, that is regarded as possible yet uncertain of occurrence. To keep this simple, I've always made this point about, well, myself and a few others, about content creators versus conflict creators. Talking about evergreen content where you take the information given and you digest it both in this space and outside of it to improve yourself, apply it, and seek positive results or information needed to move forward. But this is where you become Captain Contingency. Conflict creators thrive on bringing up a whole heap of shit, spilling tea, gossip, and we're talking about guys. Women, they can do their thing. That's them. But we're talking about guys. Guys running around here being bone carriers. Guys coming out here who dwell on SBE, shame, blame, and explain, or all kind of means of keeping you as reliable resources of incel income. Their success or lack thereof is contingent upon you remaining broken in this hamster wheel of failure. A junkie dependent on fear and fail porn, which places you in the role of Captain Contingency. Now, this isn't limited to this space. We're talking about guys who've been reduced to being Mr. Rent guy, guys who live for the BFE, boyfriend experience, guys who are on the phone as they'll call you to move their furniture, provide them food, to serve their needs and be disposable like even an emotional tampon. Things like that require you to remain complacent in your space. Now, here's the 3 reasons why we're going to get away from being Captain Contingency. Number one, you need to remember, benevolence does not require you to serve as a spineless bitch. Now, here's the meaning of benevolence. The quality of being well-meaning, kindness, example, tutoring children for free, volunteer work with the homeless, and etc. Now, as men, in this space, if you're not out here, socially salad tossing the people who are out there who suffer from woke apnea, which I'll speak on later, or people who are self-serving, a lot of these narcissists, these passive-aggressive pieces of shit, if you're not serving their agendas, then they seem incapable of treating you with any mediocrity or moniker respect. Excuse me. They don't give a damn about you anyway, but because you serve a purpose, they'll give you breadcrumbs of compliments or the feeling that they care about you and they don't. But when it comes to being benevolent, we should never be apologetic about it. That's why I mentioned the thing about being a sensible giver, not a senseless one and not a selfish one, because many of us have served as those two. But a sensible giver is using that level of benevolence, being selfless, but using its sense. This is where you start looking out for others, but mainly paying yourself first. Your giving must show a sense of gratitude of where you came from, what you're about, what you're aspiring to do with your intentions. Your actions, words, and intent must work in concert. Otherwise, you'll be like these conflict creators out here full of shit. So now, with your benevolence, give from the heart. But you understand you have to give yourself restraints for your time, your energy. Things with leads into the next thing. Master the 4 P's for yourself. When it comes to that benevolence, you know the importance of protecting your best interests, your time, with your procreation being not just your sex. We're talking about your creative ideas, your vision, your passion, your problem solving. Learn how to say no. That covers pretty much the 4 P's with a simple no. Some people need a hell no. Some others who are reluctant, you need a fuck no. Respectfully, there's levels to this. So when it comes down to it, and your provision, what are you providing for yourself? If you can master those 4 P's and exercise the 4 T's, we're talking about time, toll, trouble, and threat. Those who are eager to be vetted through those 4 T's can eventually or even earn their access to the 4 P's. But again, it starts with us vetting ourselves, not making excuses and bitching and moaning about the same old thing and expecting different results. I'll address that in another video, but it's very vital that we master the 4 P's, not just to ourselves, but show them how there's choices and consequences met when they either respect them or disrespect them. And finally, forbearance over flaccid fellowship. Forbearance, the definition is patient self-control, restraint, and tolerance. Now, when it comes to learn how to master the 4 P's, the ability to master those makes the difference between a great man versus one of these tender dicks or shitbirds who flutter around here and shit on everything that they possibly can in all avenues. When it comes to forbearance, you got to learn how to be patient with yourself. Again, that requires you being a sensible giver. I live by the creed of always giving people enough rope to redeem themselves or hang themselves. Because you got people who love to play the role for a hot minute. But again, you have to pay attention to what you got going on, what you need. And not selfishly about how can I benefit this, but you do have to factor in your time and energy being spent, being taken away from what you're aspiring to do. Now, when you got people who are looking to waste your time, who treat you some kind of way because you don't give into their demands and whatnot, that should tell you a lot. When it comes to these content creators or conflict creators, we aspire to hold you, allow you to hold us accountable for what we speak on. We got to walk it like we talk it. Otherwise, you're wasting other people's time, energy. And you have people who are notoriously have this reputation of saying one thing and head for the hills when accountability comes as an invoice. Again, forbearance over flaccid fellowship. You don't have to lie to yourself to kick it. You don't have to be a peon. But when it comes to flaccid fellowship, it is contingent upon you abusing your free will to free yourself or to fuck yourself. With that being said, my name is Ronin Martin. You can sit there and hit me up on social media. Ronin_redacted on Instagram. And again, we got to be proactive with our protection. using the 4 P's, fellas. It's not our place to serve as Captain Contingency, especially when you lost the ability to rely on yourself, the evolution of yourself. With that, simplify. Never allow your comfort zone to be coffin. Never allow your comfort zone to become your coffin. Excuse me. And for my detractors, you can take that katana over there and shove it betwixt your cheeks. Now, simplify. Be safe. And I salute you guys.